You're pushing people away without even realizing it. Not just romantic interests, everyone, friends, co workers, people you just met. And here's the thing, nobody's going to tell you. They'll just step back, disappear, distance themselves quietly, and you sit there wondering why connections feel so hard, why conversations go cold, why someone seemed interested and suddenly wasn't. If people lose interest in you quickly, if you're always the one reaching out, if dates don't go well, and if they do go well, but there's never a second one, you might have one of these habits that's killing your attractiveness. By the end of this video, you know exactly what the habits are and how to fix them today. The first one is the reason why girls keep rejecting you. You know, I'm always trying to put you guys on point. Number one, needing too much too soon. Imagine meeting someone at a party. They barely know you, but they're hovering, asking for reassurance, asking if you had fun, asking if they upset you. That level of emotional demand that is only reserved for deep, intimate relationships early on. It feels like being asked to carry a weight you never signed up for. Attraction dies the moment someone feels responsible for your emotions. And a lot of guys do this pretty early on. They are so quick to show that they are available. And again, this is not me saying you should go and be performative and start acting as if you don't care. Quite the opposite. I'm just saying be balanced. Give honor to whom honor is due. Learn to prioritize appropriately. You just met someone. This person is not your girlfriend. You should not be giving girlfriend energy to someone you are talking to. That is the problem. We put people, women especially, I'm talking to men here, on a pedestal that they haven't yet earned. There's a type of affection that's reserved for a relationship, and there's a type of affection that's reserved for friendships. You don't mix the two. They do not intertwine. You have to learn how to be disciplined enough to say, oh wait, we're crossing certain boundaries here. It's nice if I drop you off once in a while, but girlfriend energy is picking you up and dropping you off wherever and whenever you want. That's not okay. I can't do that. That's the type of commitment that I'm only willing to give to someone else. You need to be able to set boundaries, because if you don't set boundaries, people will walk all over you. It is giving too much too soon. It is sharing all your thoughts and your deepest desires when you just met someone at the party. It's not attractive. You are presenting yourself as someone that can be used. And trust me, people are always looking for people they can use and exploit. It's the way of the world. It's the human condition. And so while we kick back at women who take advantage of men who are impressionable, we must also question those men and ask them to grow up. So that's the first thing. For the love of God, stop doing too much too soon and learn the proper amounts of affection for each stage of the relationship. Co-workers are co-workers. Learn what it means to be friends with a co-worker and keep them in that circle. You going out of your way to help every single person is not being nice. It's being foolish. It is seen as being nice. But again, we have already established nobody is attracted to nice guys. They don't win. We want people who are kind. And kindness is dependent on principle. It's dependent on the understanding of a moral ethos that is higher than us, and paying dividends to that ethos by aligning things in their proper order. It doesn't mean being nice to every single person. It means showing respect and the appropriate amount of respect to yourself and to others. Habit 2, over talking to impress. Think of a salesman who keeps talking because he's afraid the customer will leave. That's what you look like when you overshare, over-explain, or try too hard to be interesting. For the love of God, guys, you go into a place, I beg of you, say only what is necessary. It doesn't make you look uninteresting if you go into a space that you are not used to, not comfortable with, and you sit down and listen. If anything, it gives you the opportunity to observe. It is very important. Personally, I would class myself as an ambivert. I don't know if I'm extroverted or introverted, but I have the capacity to have a conversation if it presents itself. I would naturally prefer to enter a room and listen to other people talk, because it allows me to size up the people. It gives me an edge. There's something about being able to go into a place and listen. if you go there and you are the person, you think you are doing yourself a favor because you're the first guy who stands up and someone is saying something and you're like, I'm a king, I want to be a leader, and so I'm going to be the first person to talk. But then what comes out of your mouth is not ordered, it's not well thought out, it's not coherent. So you just make yourself look foolish, or you ramble along and say inconsequential nonsense that makes people in the room just put off, just turns them off. They're just irritated because you didn't take time to listen to what others have to say, evaluate the context, evaluate the reactions of others in the room. There's something about reading a room and then reacting based off of what you've read. It's politics 101. And that is life. That's why politicians are so charismatic. Because 90% of the time, they read the room and they respond based off of what the room is feeling. So if you are not smart, if you're not quick, you go into a place, you start talking about your entire life history, you start oversharing, when all that is required is for you to go and sit there, listen, say as not necessarily as little as possible, share when it is valid, or it's going to contribute meaningfully to the conversation. But if it's not, then you can do yourself no harm. Logically speaking, it's either people will think of you as quiet, maybe not shy, depending on how you carry yourself, but quiet and reserved, mysterious. They'll say he's reticent. But at least you're not a fool. So your attraction either stays on par or it increases. The chances of it diminishing from saying nothing foolish are very, very slim, my friend. The third habit, and this is something that I had to deal personally, because everyone who's tall has this issue: slouching, having terrible posture, or moving without purpose. Imagine seeing someone who's supposed to be the leader, and then he walks into the room, his head is down, he's hungover, doesn't seem confident, there's no charisma about him. You wouldn't really be inspired by someone like that. So most men do that today. They walk in as if the world has defeated them. There's no confidence, there's no air of ownership, there's just fear, and you can sense it with every step that they take. It is very important. One of the ways I was able to address this was by constantly telling myself, stand up with your shoulders back. And so as soon as I get off the chair, this is something I try and practice now. So don't get me wrong, I still find myself slouching once in a while because it's a posture habit, right? So it is going to take conscious effort to try and correct that. And for the people that are listening to me, obviously for some people it's confidence, for other people it's just posture. In any case, the solution is the same. You have to get up from the chair and remind yourself, stand up straight with your shoulders back. Stand up straight with your shoulders back. You square your shoulders the moment you get off the chair. You feel the difference immediately in your posture. And so you know what you are trying to align with. And again, if you're not someone who is walking all the time, you'll be able to correct this. So there are little pockets of time where you actually do have to stand and people are going to see you. If you're at work, you're probably going to be at your desk most of the time. So you only have to remember that you have to stand up straight with your shoulders back for the 5 minutes when you're walking to the bathroom and coming back. Those 5 minutes are going to leave an impression on people, especially if you are tall. Again, I'm not trying to, shoot down my short kings. Yeah, they're still kings. But especially if you are tall, it is important you take advantage of your height because it's part of your attraction. You have the opportunity to stand head and shoulders above everyone else and draw attention easily because of your natural advantage. So use it. Use it. Stand up straight, lift your head up, act like you own the damn place, and don't care about who's looking at you. For me, I like to look squarely in front of me. There's always a dot. Like if I'm walking down a corridor, you can see the end of the corridor. So I just focus on one thing there and I look down at it. Throughout the entire motion of me walking, people see me walking straight, walking confident. I'm focusing on one little dot. So there are systems you put in place to be able to make yourself more attractive, right? And because you want this, because the more attractive you are, the more charismatic you become, the easier it is to have your way. This is the 48 laws of power that we're playing with here. The best way to break these habits is to replace them with good ones. And if you want to build the habits that make you magnetic, stable, and respected, this video will show you how. If you like this video, please like, drop a comment, subscribe, share. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Until next time, peace, love, and light, guys.